We are hoping that GST would make things easier. We see so many times the trucks, standing at the state borders. So all those things will stop. So the movement of goods will become faster. And this GST is a very international. All the developed countries, they follow the model of GST. So I think we would have the global best practices. So I feel it would be good for the country.
We're also talking at a time when the Indian government has decided to do away with the minimum import price for steel. However, they're studying whether they should have anti-dumping duties on a few steel products. What is your view on this? If you had to advise the government, the Commerce Ministry, the DGFT on this, what would you say?
So we appreciate the efforts of Government of India for protecting the steel industry. At various times, government brought out minimum import price, and then most of those have been replaced by anti-dumping duties, so which is the right step, and we really appreciate this effort of the government, and due to which the Indian industry is actually saved.
You know, something else the government is doing, and I want to get your reaction on this, is, and this is something the finance minister has also alluded to, a comprehensive policy framework to take care of the bad loans, the NPAs. You know, it's the one black hole that we have in the economy, you know, and it's going to impact a lot of companies, including yours. Again, what would your advice to the government be? How can this framework be ensured is a major success?
So definitely this is because lots of industries, they have really suffered a huge setback because of either cancellation of 2G licenses or due to cancellation of all these coal blocks. So all the power plants, steel plants that were based on these coal blocks, so they've really been ruined. So to expect them for the things to be normal for them is very difficult.
Yeah.
So it's not because of their fault that they are in this position. So I think government has to realize that, and then on case-to-case basis, they must help out these companies, because after all, these companies, they have set up large power plants, large steel plants or cement plants. So whatever their genuine concerns are, those must be addressed, and the banks also have to be, I think, very understanding, and banks have to help them, because banks have also...
So do you think a policy framework would therefore be the right way to do, because no bank will take a haircut or no corporate will take a haircut, but if everybody sits together and is decided one-time settlement or a haircut, that's the way to move forward?
Right, and whatever needs to be done should be done fast, because sometimes banks, for the fear of having problems later on, so nobody is actually doing anything. So if banks, like you said, if they get together and then they decide and the government also approves it, so I think, and the faster it is done, like it said, a stitch in time saves 9. So it's very important to have very clear-cut policies, and banks also and the government also must help out the companies, which, because without any fault of theirs, are in these problems today.
But do you think companies will also be ready to sell assets at a cheaper value?
Of course, companies have been doing, whatever they can. I think most companies are doing that. We, for sure, we have whatever we could sell, we have sold those, and we are just now having our core assets.
What about all these reports that you're in talks with JSW? Would you like to say anything on that?
Yeah, so that is progressing well. We had, we are selling our 1,000 megawatt power plant to JSW, and that's going on well.
And
it takes a long time to get all the permissions, clearances to make this.
But any of the valuations you can tell us?
Valuation really depends, because there's lots. It's a complicated formula, depending on how much PPAs we have, what kind of return we can offer them. So it's anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 crores.
And what kind of a timeline are both of you brothers targeting?
By June next year.
So, and that will really help the banks as well, because if you get about 4,000 or 5,000.
But actually, banks are not in any kind of problem in case of JSPL.
Yeah.
So no bank is going to lose even a single paisa. JSPL has always taken care of its commitments. So obviously there is only some delays there in certain payments, but all the banks have been getting their repayments, their interest payments, It's just a couple of months delay is there in the system.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.